Bianca Studios has prepared for you, Black Love Baltimore family, a raw moment with Mr. and Mrs. Perry. This is just a teaser episode for what is to come tomorrow. A glimpse into the love story of Mr. and Mrs. Perry. Okay, before we even get into this clip, it has to be explained what we're talking about in this moment. I am honoring Sister Yasmin Perry, who was my very first babysitter. Actually, no, not my first babysitter because I had a babysitter in North Carolina, but Sister Yasmin was my first babysitter here in Baltimore, and she was such a beautiful, gentle soul. And her son is Amin, who I am interviewing, who became my baby brother. Amin reminds me so much of Sister Yasmin, as she was so laid back, soft spoken, and as I said before, gentle. She was a beautiful, beautiful soul who still lives on through her beautiful children. Okay, here is the clip. Let me tell you, Sister Yasmin, may Allah be pleased with her, and may Allah bless her to the highest state of Jannah. I mean, her presence from the very first time she walked in my house, I was 6, I think, 6 years old, maybe, yeah, I was like 6. And I remember coming home from school, my mom's like, she was sitting there, and Amin was hanging on her, or hanging off the chair, like trying to get her to pick him up. And it's probably like 2, I think you were 1 or 2. And so I was looking at her like, this is like the most beautiful woman. She was so beautiful. And I had never seen anybody covered before. So she's also the first person I've seen covered, first Muslim woman I've seen. And she was just so peaceful.
I get that from the 3 pictures I've seen.
I mean,
it is heavy.
Yes. Even like I get chills just thinking about her. Like her presence was so peaceful. It's like his presence is the same. So it's like, how could you even feel negative around him? How could you be negative around him? How could you be mean to him? You know what I mean? Like, he's so peaceful. And I'm not ignorant to the fact that behind closed doors, people could be somebody else. I'm not ignorant to the fact that we grow and, I may be one way like this, but when I go in the house with my wife and children, I could be another way. But I've known him since he was hanging off his mother, and I've never seen a different shade of him. So when people talk about a different character of him, you gonna have to prove that to me. I'm gonna need to see some video footage or something,
that I
because
learned last night, because I spoke about his heart and how peaceful he is.
Yes.
Everything that he's been through, he remains consistent. And that's something I prayed for.
Yes.
What I call it 3 C's. Chivalry, which just put yourself in my shoes.
Yeah.
For some instances, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't make everything all about, like, don't make it one-sided in a relationship.
Yeah.
So chivalry, consistency. So, if you get in a relationship, you're all in, and then you kind of fizzle out. I don't want that. If you're all in, be all in.
Exactly.
We'll work through it.
Exactly.
If you're not, cool.
Right.
My mama say you just need one.
Yeah.
And communication. And he has been consistent from what I heard last night, from what I saw, from what my family has seen, and from what you guys saw for 37 years. I don't like when I say it's
Yes.
But
it's very consistent.
I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Even more like, okay, I was blessed with this man.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even my decision. It's kind of just like, it was my decision, because I could have messed it up. But God just kept ordering the steps.
Yeah.
We both could have messed it up because I feared.
Yeah.
But
because fear is heavy. Yeah. And the vows were absolutely beautiful. And I'm happy you guys wrote your own vows, and I'm happy that you wrote your vows from truly like a place from your heart, not from like what is supposed to be said or the cute little stuff. It was in depth, and I love that about your vows, and it speaks volumes on how much you really genuinely love each other, because a lot of times we will love out of vulnerability. We will love out of necessity. We will love out of desire. But you can tell that you genuinely love because you love. Like, this is what I want to do. This is not what I have to do. A lot of people will love because they have to, because their fear will keep them in places and spaces that they are afraid to get out of because they don't want to be alone, and not to knock that, because I always tell people, like, don't be afraid that you don't want to be alone, because God created a man and a woman. He created Adam and Eve for a reason. We're supposed to be together. You're not supposed to be alone, but not everybody is your person. So be okay with moving out of a space into a place that is better for you, but instead of staying because of fear and because of move to a safer place. Because one thing for certain is God. Yes, and go where you are seen
and where you love yourself. That was one thing that I always prayed for. I want to look in the mirror and still like who I am. And that's what I felt with him. I didn't look in the mirror and like, okay, let me change this. And her like, let me do this. And her like, I never felt that with him.
And that's beautiful. And that's another reason why this is my person. Because when it's not your person, you are always fixated on how to be for that person. Like, let me be perfect. Like, let me put on some lip gloss real quick.
My eyebrows weren't on. My hair was in a little twist.
Oh.
He didn't tell that part. That's probably why he didn't say she was so beautiful. Because I was looking her
up. Okay, let's go. Your person. So many people spend their lives searching for someone to love them, when what they're really searching for is the person God intentionally created for them. There is a difference. Your person isn't someone you chose simply because you're afraid of being alone or because their attention makes you feel wanted. Validation can feel comforting, but it can never replace purpose. Finding your person requires work. It requires healing. It requires letting go of old wounds, unhealthy patterns, unrealistic expectations, and becoming the person God is calling you to be. I truly believe that when God sends your person, He doesn't always announce them with fireworks. Sometimes they arrive quickly in the most unexpected way. You may not recognize them at first. You may even overlook them. But when the time is right, when healing has done its work, when God opens your heart and your eyes, there comes a moment that is simply undeniable. A peace you've never known, a friendship unlike any you've ever experienced, a love that doesn't require you to pretend, chase, or prove your worth. You simply know, because what God has joined together doesn't just satisfy your loneliness, it speaks to your soul. It is a blessing to see that God has gifted Amin and Camyl to find their person and each other, of course. We are just one day away, so I hope you enjoyed this teaser. Make sure you guys are tuned in for the full episode of Amin, Omega Soul, and Camyl Perry, the newlyweds, Friday 8 p.m. Black Love Baltimore. All you got to do is head right on over there to the YouTube page and punch in Black Love Baltimore. See you Friday. And as always, thank you for watching.